Hi guys, and welcome back to another video here on this channel. If you're new here, my name's Shireen and I talk all things sewing and homemaking. So if that's something you're into, then I would love if you joined the sewing family. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my Make 9 for 2023, and I have my lovely hot beverage of choice being a chamomile tea, and Mim is on my lap, obviously, as per usual. So pop your feet up, grab a hot beverage, and let's get on into the video. Okay, so between the beginning of that last sentence and the beginning of the next one, the sun came out and it's directed straight in my eyeballs. So we've had to do a bit of a situation here, so I hope the lighting's okay, but let's get on into the video. So if you've seen my what I made in 2022 video, you would have seen all my makes of last year, which did include some of my Make 9. However, I am going to do a general recap on all my sewing resolutions, shall we say, although I'm not really into resolutions, but my sewing goals. And I'll give a bit of an overview of what I achieved and what I didn't achieve. And in this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you what my new aims are for my next year of sewing. So super excitingly, I'm going to start with plan number 1. Right, so my really big ambition for this year is to learn how to make shirts, and in particular things like how to make the really stiff collars of different shapes and the cuffs, something that I really want to learn how to do perfectly. So I found this pattern, it's the Simplicity 8297, and this one I did get off eBay, so there's no cover on this one, but I'll try and link if I can find it. But this has such a beautiful array of shirts, both for the collar detailing. Maybe let's take it out of the plastic, it's reflective, isn't it? You're right, me. The meme's down underneath on my lap as usual. I think we should just make it common knowledge that if I'm filming a video and I'm sitting down, meme is probably on my lap. Right, so yes, if we have a look at the pictures here, there's a really lovely array of different styles and designs. You've got here obviously the typical collar detail and the cuffs, but there's also some really lovely flared capped short sleeves and some peplum detailing at the bottom, just to give a little bit of a variance there and a little bit of interestingness. So yeah, I'm really excited to try this one. I was really lucky to get this completely uncut, so it's a lovely fresh sewing pattern. Yeah, I want to make a few of these. I just want to really practice, understand the kind of fabrics that work well with this. And yeah, I think it'll just be really fun, and hopefully I can then adapt them into more sort of casual styled overshirts, because I do love to wear an overshirt on holiday, so it'd be really good to be able to make some shirts in different colours. And I'm not sure 100% what kind of fabric I want to use. I'm thinking more of like a percale sort of low thread count for that stiffness and the puffiness, sort of a shirting. I don't really know what that's technically called, so if you do know, then do let me know. I would love to be able to do a direct search rather than flapping around on the internet. But the fabric that I do have that I want to make a toile with, Meme, that's my tripod. Do you want to go this way? Oh, I've just set it all up. Why do you want to be awkward? I don't need to go that way. Oh, let's break everything, shall we? Break. Cat children. What can we do? Right. So the fabric that, for the third time lucky, let's hope. The fabric that I want to use to make the first toile, it's this lovely baby blue 100% polyester fabric. Now, when I say polyester, it does sound like it's going to be quite harsh, but it's super soft on one side and almost like a shiny, slippery texture on the other, which I absolutely love. And I just think this colour and texture would work really well for a shirt. But to be honest, I think any lightweight fabric would work really well. Now, something that you may not know if you're new to this channel is that I didn't have an overlocker, and I was doing pretty much all my projects using princess seams and just using my sewing machine and zigzagging stitch alone. And actually last weekend, really excitingly, I finally caved in and I got myself my overlocker, and you'll see that on my next sewing vlog. But yeah, I've been loving it. I've been obsessed over it the entire weekend. I've not stopped. And what I didn't anticipate was how much quicker the projects are to complete with an overlocker. Anyway, perfect timing because I've always wanted to make a sweatshirt and kind of experiment with making ribbed cuffing around the neckline and around the wrists at the bottom. And I thought this was perfect timing because this was on my list to make next. And it's the Lindsay sweatshirt. And I just think it's really lovely because it's got this great zip detail, which actually reminds me I need to order the zip for this. But yeah, there's a lovely neckline, quite a unique neckline with a zip. I do like a little zip opening at the top because when I'm taking my jumpers on and off, I don't like to get makeup on it, and it's really annoying when it does happen. And obviously, importantly, it has pockets, kind of an inseam style pocket, which is nicely hidden and tucked away, not too bulky. It has a very slight dropped sleeve design, which I do love a little bit of a slouchy look when it comes to cozy wear. And yeah, I just thought this was a really nice all-rounder. As you can see, I bought it from the charity shop for £1, but I'll link the exact one down below if I can find it. But I thought this would be really, really good. One amendment that I will make is obviously to do the ribbed cuffing, because that's kind of one of my aims and I want to be able to do. So I'll probably just add that on to this one. And there's 2 fabrics that I've got the options to make with this. If you saw my come fabric shopping with me in London video, you would have seen that I picked up this gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous sweatshirting material. It's the most ridiculously soft lining you will ever come across, and it's this lovely sort of textured grey, so soft I can't even explain to you. I just want to sleep on it. And that's always a good sign of a good sweatshirting fabric, shall we say. So yes, obviously this was a little bit pricey, obviously worth it, but I'm kind of wanting to do a practice run, and the fabric that I think I'm going to do the practice run with is this slightly thinner scuba jersey fabric, and it's this really lovely dusty pink fabric. And yeah, I don't know, I just think it's a very wearable pink. I'm not really a pink person, but I think this is a very wearable pink and very muted, shall we say, and very sophisticated. So I think I'm going to be making it in this first, and then if all goes to plan, then I will make it in the grey sweatshirting as well. Now on to plan number 3. It's this vintage pattern. So another one of my aims for this year is to do more vintage sewing patterns, and I have a feeling I may not have done one yet, really. Not a proper vintage sewing pattern, because I know they can be particularly challenging, and that's exactly what I want, is a challenge. So this next one is just such a beautifully simple design and silhouette, yet it just speaks volumes. So this sewing pattern is the Simplicity 9346, and look how gorgeous this is. I just feel like with a jacquard fabric this would look stunning, but actually in my stash I do have a black georgette fabric. There is a little bit of sheer, so I probably will need to line it, but I think this would work perfectly. I do think you need a moderate thickness fabric for this in order for the shape to, you know, really be appreciated, should we say. But yeah, really lovely. And do you know what, I actually really love the trousers, so I might even make the trouser set, because I don't know, I just love it, and I think it's a really lovely sophisticated evening piece, but also something you could easily wear the 2 pieces separately as well if you wished. So yes, that's going to be my first challenge, and actually I think this is a really good choice because there's not so many pieces. I think this is a good one to kind of start with, kind of warm up with, and then progress into something a little bit more tricky and intricate. Now the other vintage sewing pattern that I'm going to be doing is the New Look 6696 dress, which just screams 90s to me, and I really, really love it. How gorgeous. With this, I am going to make a 12 first, because the fabric that I do want to make this with is so precious that I'm really scared to cut it. And I know sometimes the sizing on these can be a little bit more oversized than anticipated, so I will do a 12 of these first. But I just really, I'm not going to be doing the box pleat. I think that's a little bit too cool for me. But I am really intrigued by this long sleeved dress with the tie waistband, because I don't have enough long sleeve dresses in my collection, and it's just a really lovely midi length, which is completely on trend at the moment. And like I was saying before with the shirts, there's a little cuff detailing here, which I think will also be really good to implement and practice. And yeah, I just really hope I can look half as cool as these 2 ladies on the front of their sewing pattern. So keep your fingers crossed for me. But the fabric that I would like to use for this is this lovely viscose with this gorgeous leaf print on it, and this I bought quite a while ago and it's just so precious, but like I said, I'm just so scared to cut into it that I really do need to make a 12 first. But what I really love about this sewing pattern is that even if you didn't want to wear it as a dress, you could easily layer a jumper over this and it'll just look like a skirt. So I just think this is such a brilliant versatile dress. This next one kind of ticks 2 boxes. So I really want to get into doing more puff sleeves because I haven't really experimented as much as I would have liked. And this next one kind of ticks 2 boxes, both the vintage sewing pattern box and the puff sleeve box. And I do want to make it for my upcoming holiday, and it's this style 4491, which is in a size 12, so I will have to do an adjustment, a grading adjustment on this one. So that will be another skill that I'll be learning. But it's this gorgeous mini dress, puff sleeves with the optional little collar, and just look at the fitting of these dresses. It's one thing that I feel modern day sewing patterns lack, is just a little bit more tailoring, a little bit more shape, and I think this has it all. So yeah, I'm really excited to make this one. This also does have a long sleeved option, but I think I will be doing it in the puff sleeve with a little elasticated band at the top. So yeah, can't wait to make that one. That one I'm really excited about. And the fabric that I think I'm going to be using for this, because I have a feeling I'm going to be making a lot of, but yeah, I really do love this. It's got a really gorgeous white Ditsy floral print with a lovely light blue background. And because it's a polycotton, for this style of dress, I really think this certain amount of stiffness is going to be perfect for the puff sleeve and the volume and holding the shape. I do remember seeing this one in other colours, so once I've made this dress, if I like how it's turned out, then I do think I'm going to get them in like every single colour that exists, because I think this is just so, it's very intricate but not in your face, and I do like that about fabric. I don't always like it being very like out there because I find layering it quite difficult, and I do like to have the option of mixing up my wardrobe, unless obviously it's an all-in-one dress that you just kind of throw on in the summer, that's different. But I think for pieces that you kind of want to wear throughout all the seasons, layering and the ability to layer with certain sort of patterned and coloured fabrics, I do think you need to choose a little bit more carefully. So yeah, that's the fabric that I'll be using for that one. Now guys, you would have seen this dress on me so many times, pretty much in every single video. I've probably mentioned or you've seen it somewhere, and it's the Mia dress, and I've made this using a black floral viscose fabric. I'll try and pop in an image here if I can find one. But yeah, I've worn it so much. In the summer, it's been really good just to throw on. In the winter, I've layered it up with tights and like a shirt, a polo shirt like this, with chunky boots, and it's just looked fab, just fab. And because it's just been such a wearable item, I'm going to make it again. I'm going to link this one down below because it's really good for beginners as well, and it's just a really pretty and simple design. So my next, oh god, I need to poke myself in the eyeball. I think I did. So my next aim for this year is to start working with chiffon. Now I haven't really worked with chiffon much. I've used jersey and cotton quite a lot in the last year, and I do think I've kind of established how those sort of fabrics behave, but I haven't really worked with a chiffon, and so I do want to kind of make this dress in a chiffon version, and I do want to make this dress in chiffon but with long sleeves. So that's going to be the aim for this one. Is I've done one of these already. I want to do them in more colours, but I also want to do them in a chiffon. So wish me luck. There's a couple of chiffons that I do have in my fabric stash that I could practice on. One of them being this really gorgeous rose chiffon. As you can see, it's really sheer, so it probably would need to do a lining. It's got a really nice metallic edging on this. And yeah, I just think this is so pretty and would just make the perfect dress. I think I'm going with a theme here. Do you not think I'm doing dark florals a lot? I should probably venture out into a bit more colourfulness, but yeah, I really love this one. So that's going to be one that I attempt for this dress. But I also think I want to try making it in this chiffon because I just want a lighter colour in my new-made wardrobe and I don't have it. So I was thinking this in that dress would look really lovely. Maybe I will experiment with shirring it because this fabric shirred I think could look really cute. Maybe make it into a top again with long sleeve, But yeah, I just think this is a really nice, sophisticated, neutral, classic fabric that I really think would go with everything. Again, would really work well for summer, winter, and all the seasons in between. Obviously layering appropriately, of course. But yes, that's what I'm going to be making with my next fabric. You're probably seeing throughout this video the light changes so much, and it's just because the sun's setting. I've just chosen a really bad time of day to film. But just remember guys, everything that I talk about in this video is linked down below. YouTube have made it a little bit more tricky to find the links. What you do need to do is go down to the bottom and click more, and you'll have the same usual description box down below. So yeah, just remember to click more, and I'll link as much of the things that I talk about down below if I can, so you can shop them too. But moving on to the final sewing pattern that I want to do, and this one is the K6461, which is this one here. And I've actually just finished making these trousers, and I've loved it so much that I really think I'm going to be making this as pyjama bottoms, and I'm going to make them in so many other different colours and fabrics alike. You're going to see these makes that I've made in this month at the end of the month, so that will be a separate video. So I haven't chosen on a fabric just yet, but I want to make a jersey set of pyjamas with this one here. I think I'm also going to be making this top here to go with it, or even maybe this one as pyjamas might be more suitable. So I haven't quite decided yet, but these trousers, I made them and they work really, really well, so I'm going to make them again. And yeah, I don't have a set of pyjamas yet, so that would be really, really good make to do. Now, the other pyjama sewing pattern that I wanted to make is a free sewing pattern by the Assembly line, and this one just looks really, really lovely for the summer, and I am going to be attempting to do that one as well. Let me know if you would like to see a sew along with me for that one, because it's really easy for all of you to access, and if you want to follow along, then that'd be a really nice one for us to do. Now, the next few makes that I want to do for this year, I either haven't chosen sewing patterns for, or I want to self-draft them. Now, my other aim is to make some lingerie / swimwear. I have started a prototype for a swimwear piece, which you may have seen briefly in a couple of videos. I think I did take some snaps in Jordan. If you follow me on Instagram, then you'll probably have seen that as well. But yes, I do want to make some more underwear, and I have ordered some fold over elastic and bits and lace. One being this really lovely mint green lace stretch fabric, mainly a two-way stretch. But yes, I do want to get more into making some lingerie. That would be quite fun. And if you saw in my other video as well, I did purchase this stretch tubing fabric. One of you lovely commenters actually let me know that this is called, I think you said, a textured lycra. I'm gonna have to probably go back into that comment. A textured lycra, so I'm going to see if I can get this in more colours, but I do want to make a little bikini set, or either a full swimwear set in this. And yeah, so I do want to make some more swimwear / underwear pieces. I did have a little taste of it when I made my prototype, and I actually really enjoyed it, so I definitely want to be doing some more of those. So I actually have forgotten to tell you what I'm even wearing today, and I'm wearing my me-made gilet, which is the slouchy gilet number 16, and it is a vintage one, so it's not as easy to get hold of, so I'll pop a couple of listings that I did see on this down below. But it's this really sort of waterfall styled jacket, and it's got a really lovely zip detail. You'll probably be able to see this full length in what I made in 2022 video, because I showed you all my makes that I did last year there. But yes, really loving this, really versatile. Again, this was quite an intermediate / challenging one to make, and there's a couple of things that I probably would do differently. So I am going to make a couple more of these, one in a bit more of a suede-ette fabric, and we'll see how that turns out as well. See if it's any easier the second time round. And the last thing that I really want to refine, and this might not be possible, we will see how we go for time, because I've been quite ambitious already so far, but I do want to learn how to do bust adjustments. And I do remember kind of having a brief look a little while ago, and I just remember thinking, wow, that's so overwhelming. And I haven't actually come across a sewing pattern where I've needed to do it just yet, but if I do kind of get everything checked off my list, then that will be the next stage of my sewing learning, because I'm quite big busted, and I do find that some sewing patterns, if I go with the bust measurement, I just find everything is just so oversized. I would really love it to be a bit more tailored and fitted, so if that's possible, I will do that as well. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe and join the family. I would love to have you here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.